to do. Ah, what a beautiful day. Oh, hello there. Didn't see you. Over there, you sneaky little rascal. Oh, what? You're wondering, you didn't ask at all, but you're wondering what car I'm driving. Why should you care? Well, let me tell you this. This car, 1/3 of all that are made, are sold to rental car companies. Isn't that something interesting? No? Yeah, I was kind of confused about that too. Why are 1/3 of all Nissan Altimas sold to rental car companies? You've obviously seen a Nissan Altima as a rental before. You know this car as the average sedan. There has to be a reason why, right? That's what we're going to find out today. Looking over this car, the 2021 Nissan Altima review, coming right at you right now. The whole reason I even bothered to make this video is because I needed a rental car. I was going to Chicago. I didn't want to Uber and Lyft everywhere. So I decided to call up Enterprise and get myself a rental car. I ordered the cheapest possible one, which supposedly was going to be a Nissan Versa. To my delight, when they came out with my car, it was actually a Nissan Altima. And so when I hopped in the car, I didn't expect much. I expected a basic driving experience, and that was going to be it. To my ecstatic amusement, this car is really cool. My goal is, by the end of this video, not necessarily to sell you a Nissan Altima, but to hopefully encourage you the next time you see a Nissan Altima or have to rent a Nissan Altima, that you don't scoff at it. Because, quite frankly, the 6th generation of Nissan Altima is pretty cool. Some fun facts about the Nissan Altima that I feel like you would appreciate is the fact that the Nissan Altima has actually been in production since 1992. At its inception, it was considered a compact car, but in 1998, it changed to be a mid-sized car. The Nissan Altima is between the Nissan Sentra and the Nissan Maxima, so it's a little bit of an in-between car. The Altima is currently in its 6th generation, and I think it definitely is showing its maturing. The older generations definitely looked basic. And now the Altima is kind of employing this new concept and styling, these sweeping lines, this more angular design to the actual car. And so in its 6th generation, it definitely feels matured and not like a basic mid-sized car. Although a lot of car companies are now doing this. They're evolving their cars to stand out amongst the crowd rather than having these basic, everything looks the same type cars. This car is a top safety pick with the IIHS. However, it's not a plus safety pick. Everything else on this car got a good rating except for the headlights. This car has 2 engine options. You have the 188 horsepower 2.5 liter inline 4 engine, naturally aspirated. And then you also have the 248 horsepower 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4 engine, which according to Nissan is the world's first production variable compression ratio engine that, quote, simultaneously achieves high efficiency and high power while synchronizing with driver intentions. Personally, my intention is just to drive it, so I don't know what other driver intentions it's supposed to synchronize with. Maybe if I have the intention of, being more successful in life, the engine will leap out of the engine bay and try to make my dreams come true, my driver intentions. Finally, this car does not have a manual transmission. It is a Jatco CVT transmission that in my driving portion you'll probably be able to see, and here it shifts great. It's a good transmission. I have no qualms with the CVT in this car. One of the things I don't love about the car, and a lot of cars do this as a cost-saving measure, is when you press and hold on the key fob release for the trunk, it just pops it. It doesn't actually lift it, which is kind of lame. So this is just like a basic, lift, and it's okay. It doesn't do much, but it's okay. All right, let's talk seats and comfort. This car in particular has electric seats, which is really nice. I love electric seats. It feels good.
It feels good.
It feels nice to be able to quickly adjust on the fly. There's no memory recall settings, I don't believe, here. So, if you have 2 people driving this car, they would both have to set it themselves every time they get in the car, which is kind of whatever. The actual sitting position in this car is really nice. I feel like I can see everything. I feel like visibility is good. I talk about that a little bit for the
the driving section. But yeah, overall, like, the seats feel good. They're not leather in this car in particular. They're this plush foam, memory foam, suede, whatever. It's a material, and it feels good. It feels premium. I don't think cars have to have leather seats in order to be premium anymore. I think, in my personal hot take, I don't think leather seats are great. I have had them in cars before, and in the summer, they're terrible because they just burn your buns. But yeah, no, I mean, this is fine. They're comfy, and I've spent probably over 3 hours driving in this car, and it's comfy. I never feel bad. I don't feel itchy. I don't feel like, oh, it's too tight. And I'm a bigger guy. You know, I'm granted, I'm not tall. I'm 5'7". This seat can go down a ways. I had to lift it a lot, so I feel like if you're a taller guy, this car is probably fine. But I'm a bigger dude, as you probably can see, and the seat hugs me nice. It doesn't feel bad at all, so I feel pretty good. Let's talk back seat. This back seat is mega comfy. It has a lot of legroom. Again, I'm 5'7". So for me, it has plenty of legroom. I can stretch out. I put my feeties under the seat in front of me. It's great. It's comfortable. The headroom is fine. I think once you start to get like 6 foot, you'd be pushing it a little bit back here. But it's comfortable. You get a little seat fold down. You get some cup holders. There is USB-C for charging and USB-A, which is perfect for... you don't have to run any cables back here necessarily. You got 2 charging ports back here, which is perfect. You got speakers, you got some cup holders in the doors. And yeah, I mean, this is about as basic of a backseat as you get. I like this. Some car companies, I feel like, are skimping on this, but I love this. You have pockets in both seats. So there are some cars, like I think my dad's Tacoma has this. Or there's some car that I was recently in that the one back seat didn't have a pocket in front, and I think that's so dumb. Like, then, like, if I have people that are regularly riding in the back, I have to, like, get, like, a seat organizer, or they're just going to stuff things places. I know it's not necessary, but I like to see that. I like to have pockets. I like organizational spaces. There's no, like, individual climate control back here. Again, this is a basic level car. But, yeah, I mean, it feels nice. It doesn't feel, you know, you got this little light up here, which is kind of cool. It works. You got 2 arm grabby things. No hooks or anything to hang your stuff, but you do have the arm grabbers. Yeah, it's nice. Nice back seat. Talk about the remote for a second. This is a simple little Nissan Egg, as I'm calling it. You have your lock, unlock, your press and hold for the trunk. You have your alarm button, and quite frankly, a button I don't know what it does. I've been trying to research it. I haven't figured it out. It lights up, but I feel like it has something to do maybe with remote start. I'm gonna put it here if I figure out what it actually is supposed to do. But quite frankly, it's a key, and it works. I love keyless entry. I love the concept behind it. I wish my car had it, but it's a 2015. The back here, you can get your main key out by flipping that. You get your main key out. And yeah, I mean, it's simple. You probably won't get the security tag thing that came from Enterprise, but yeah. Let's talk about the actual inside of the car itself. I think I locked myself out. There we go. Again, to get in, you just press that little button and you go in. The side panels come in this wrapped leather.
Leather?
This leather feels good. This is nice. Nice little, you know, fake. It's fake, you know that. Fake here. And then there's this. I don't know what this is trying to be, but this is like soft touch leather plastic, and I hate it. I feel like they needed to make a choice. You're either gonna wrap it in the same leather as this, or you're just gonna do soft touch plastic. Not this weird in between, because quite frankly, it feels weird. I don't love it. It's a different material than the dash. It's a weird material, and I don't love it. It's fine, but I don't love it. Getting into the car, we're gonna go to ultra wide. You have this steering wheel. This wheel it's a circle and then a flat panel. I didn't think I'd like that, but honestly, this is nice. It cradles your feet, and it feels good. It feels fine. I don't have to worry about anything like that, and it's good. The wheel itself, it's not leather wrapped, it's not anything like that. It's just like a soft touch plastic feeling with like some texture on it, and I think it's fine. It feels good. It feels good in the hand. It's comfortable. The cutouts for your thumbs when you're grabbing it kind of more traditionally feel fine. When you're driving with it, it feels good. And I talk about the steering a little bit later. but the steering feels great on this car. You have your buttons for your cruise control, which is all here. This particular model doesn't have the like intelligent cruise control, the adaptive cruise control. This particular one, at least that I can figure out, has everything else. It has lane departure warning, it has the emergency stop, all that type of fun safety features. But you get your regular cruise control, you get your answer call button, your talk to Siri, whatever. I'm actually gonna start the car up here because it's blazing hot. To do that in most keyless vehicles like this one, you have to press and hold on the brake, and then you push your little stop button right there. Oh, that AC feels great. And that's another point I want to make for this car. The AC is incredible. I've driven a lot of cars, and right now I'm only on like a little quarter there, and I'm going to put this to max. But the fans in this thing are incredible. I mean, all the way back here, and it is blowing right on me. In my truck, my 2015 Nissan Frontier, it does not do that. But yeah, this is the AC system is incredible in this car. You have your electronic middle panel, and you have 2 regular tachometers. The actual middle, you have a lot of different settings in here. You can see your fuel economy, you can see your tire pressure, granted it appears when you're driving. You can do your Bluetooth audio management. You get to see what alerts you want. So like right now I have the forward and the lane assist warnings, and then blind spot. All those then alert you to that kind of stuff. You have different settings that you can change, and then you have speed. Yeah. Inside of some of these menus, you can go up and down to change things. If you would rather see nothing, you can see nothing. You can see just speed with your average speed, or you can see speed with whatever audio is playing. So if there's a song playing, it'll pop up right there. That's pretty much it for that. Fuel economy, I want to talk about that for just a brief second. The fuel economy on this car has been great. I believe it's rated like 28, 35. I've been getting 31 average, and I've been doing a mix of city and highway. So it's been great. It hasn't moved much. And I don't drive super heavy especially because it's a rental, and it's been great. You have your trunk release over there. You have your settings for how bright you want the tachometer, your trip reset. Over here you just have your basic standard, all your windows, your lock unlock, things for adjusting the mirrors, things like that. I'll point this out. I point this out again in the driving part, but here's your blind spot monitor. That will light up orange when there's somebody in your blind spot, and both sides have them. Car infotainment, don't use it. It's fine. You can see it's kind of laggy. I think every car manufacturer is doing this. It's not, the regular car infotainment is not great. It just kind of works. But I wouldn't do it for anything other than playing music. However, this car has CarPlay. I can't show it to you because I'm using my phone to record, but this car has CarPlay. You can connect it via I have a USB-C to lightning cord here. Every time I get in the car, I plug it in, and CarPlay works flawlessly. But honestly, and this is, I don't like the cars are going to this, but again, this feels very like this is the cheap way to do it. They put this weird little display in where a normal car mounted thing would go, and they just call it a day. It works. It works. I hate that the theme of this video is just it's fine and it works.
It works. It works.
But quite frankly, for a car like this, it's kind of, that's what's gonna happen. It's just laggy, and it's not because it's hot. It's not because of anything like that. It's just that's how it is. Rear camera, it has it. It has the lines that move when you move the steering wheel, which I love. I don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, see. So as you move the steering wheel, the lines move.
Wow.
I love that. You get your little 4-way button, all your AC controls. There's still a 3.5 audio jack. You got your 12-volt cigarette lighter in there. In here, you got a nice, decent space. It's not a deep cavern, but it's fine. Leather-wrapped center console. Feels nice. This feels better than whatever this weird material is. Got a little coin holder spot here. 2 cup holders that fit most things relatively comfortably. Even bigger, oversized bottle. I had one of these, and it just fits it right in. And I don't feel like my stuff's gonna go all over the place. Your shifter's fine. It feels pretty good when you actually shift into your gears. You have low gear in the bottom, and the low gear, when you shift into it, it doesn't click in, so you can just push yourself forward. Same thing, you pretty much can push yourself all the way until you get to reverse. You can't push yourself into reverse, which is fantastic. So you can slide yourself from default, from drive into neutral, and you can't slide it into low. So those are kind of your, you can slip back and forth into there, and then back into low, but then slip back, if any of that made sense. You got park. This button down here is for sport mode. You hit that, So if I go in here to drive and I tap it, sport mode comes up. I don't think the sport mode on this car does a lot. You're not driving this car to be speedy, but it does keep you in gear a little bit longer. And it feels like you're going a little faster. You got a glove box, standard glove box. There's nothing special or wild in here. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I think passenger seat is not electric, so it's just standard. Yeah, and I mean, the back seat we kind of talked about already, but you know, it's pretty spacious and it works. So now let's go to the driving section. Woo! All right, driving the 2021 Nissan Altima. This car feels dead simple to drive. Genuinely, I feel like anybody probably could hop in this car, and as long as you've driven for a couple of years, this car is so simple to drive. The steering is probably the first thing I noticed when I hopped in the car. It's seamless. I drive a 2015 Nissan Frontier, very base model, and that, like, it has power steering. It feels just good enough that, like, yeah, I'm driving a car, but it is not this, like, arduous process. It feels very game-like in a good way. I enjoy it. I think it's nice. Power. So I'm coming off of a stop, pushing a little bit on the pedal. It goes.
Oh, it goes.
When you're driving it day to day, like going to and from the hotel, to and from the airport, when I've been driving this guy, I barely even notice the shifts at all unless I'm flooring it. And really, you don't have to floor it. To get this thing up to regular speed, like 35, 40, you just kind of are pressing just a little bit on the pedal. You don't have to worry about it. Probably you can see right now one of my other favorite features is the blind spot. The blind spot monitoring on this car is awesome. I love it. I gotta admit, I never really thought about it, but the blind spot monitors in this car are on the inside in the column. And there's so many cars now that the blind spot monitoring is in the mirror on the full, like, edge, which I get. Like, you're naturally gonna be looking in your mirror, and so it's in your field of view, it's in the corner, that something's in your blind spot, right? By having it in here, it's so much more visible to me in my peripheral. So I know even if I'm not even looking at my mirror necessarily, in my peripheral vision, I can see that light up and I know someone's in my blind spot. It's really convenient. I wish more cars would do that. The car also, if I you can hear that. So I threw on my blinker to turn when it was on, and the car will ding at you. It'll be like, hey, no, wait a minute. You know, there's someone in your blind spot. I just accelerated onto the highway, no problems whatsoever. That's another thing, lane keep assist. So in some cars, lane keep assist will actually pull your wheel back to where it wants to go. It fights you. This lane keep assist, it vibrates the wheel, but if you just keep going on it, it'll just let you push through the lane. So it depends how you like it. You know, if you want more of like an autopilot style lane assist, I think you'd want something that's a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, CarPlay works well. Overall, just the driving experience when you're in the car, like I said at the beginning of this piece, it's just simple.
It's simple.
It's dead simple. They make it so easy to drive this car. There's no quirks. There's no big problems with it. Everything's dead simple. So, that's it. It's a car. It is a 2021 Nissan Altima, a third of which are sold to rental cars. So, to go back to the beginning of the video, though, have we answered the question of why? I think we have. This car is one of the easiest cars to get into and drive that I have ever driven. And just enough luxury that you feel like, wow, I'm in a premium car without it actually being a premium car. It feels good to drive, and I feel comfortable in it. It's probably the most basic level car of comfort. Not most basic car. We could go to the most basic car of a tin can that has 4 wheels. This car feels like it's trying a little bit. Just a little. And that's all I think most average people going day to day who don't value their car as this investment or as some thing they're going to pass down to 17 generations because it's a Corvette that their grandfather saved. I think this is kind of the perfect car. A car that works. A car that drives.
Sounds like a dream, man.
Car that's good. Now everything from here on out has to be a little bit better than a Nissan Altima. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it if you give this video a like if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it, and let me know why in the comments down below so I can improve these videos for you. Go ahead in the comments, list me any other cars that you really want to see me review. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a Nissan Altima. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my vacation. Bye. Got it. All right, I'm out of here. Oh, it's so hot in Chicago. Why is it so hot in Chicago? Why is it so hot in Chicago? I don't know. Oh, why is it so hot in Chicago? Why is it so hot in Chicago? I don't know. Oh. What are you still doing here? It's the end of the video.